a brother or cousin, a best friend when I was growing up. Sick of front and retiring for nothing to fight. If I'm busting the first ones down with Corey, Mohammed, Jeremiah, and Justin. Now I got thousands of real fans and a monster team, but it seems like everybody around me wants to stop our dreams. They don't want to see me succeed. They want me to fall and lose.
Do you usually try to have your speakers speak, and do you open them?
You talk behind my back when I'm gone. Fuck you. For everyone that's done me wrong. Fuck you. And all your fake friends that shake hands and hanging cause I make hands and gone when the bank ends. Say what? Fuck you. You talk behind my back when I'm gone. Fuck you. For everyone that's done me wrong. Fuck you. And all your fake friends that shake hands and hanging cause I make hands and gone when the bank ends. Say what? Fuck you. I'ma speak on a couple people who did me wrong. Give me a second, listen, and I ain't saying no names or giving your recognition. You know who you are. Now you gotta face it. And I don't do real estate, but I put you in your place.
Can you hear me?
In your mouth, just deep down, you wanna be me.
I was gonna ask, I don't know, like, how long do you usually try to have your speakers speak? Do you open the meeting up?
You was focused on the money at the time we didn't have. Now you walk a different path when you could have been getting half. Now we kick and laugh cause you changed.
See what God
I
gives
even
me.
showed you the ropes you used to hang yourself. It's a shame when you're up, everybody wanna come around. But when you're down, ain't nobody out there to be found. Cause you ain't special, yo, and I'ma bet you, though, that we gon' let you go. And I'ma let you know. You talk behind my back when I'm gone. Fuck you. For everyone that's done me wrong. Fuck you. And all your fake friends that shake hands and hanging cause I make hands and gone when the bank ends. Say what? Fuck you. You talk behind my back when I'm gone. Fuck you. For everyone that's done me wrong. Fuck you. And all your fake friends that shake hands and hanging cause I make hands and gone when the bank ends. Say what? Fuck you.
Heard that.
The Dark Carnival is back! All ages welcome! The carnival is free to those who qualify! Step right up! Come on in and have a ball!
You're having fun, walking with your mom and pops at the carnival. You get on the Cyclops as it spins and whips you up. Something terrifying. You're scared to death. 2 seconds from crying. It's finally over. You run back to where your parents were, but they're missing. Everything is a blur. You're walking through the crowd. No familiar faces.
Hell yeah.
Buzzers and bells and laughs from metal cases. Are they in the fun house? You walk into it, and right away you're thinking, why did I do it? You're in the tilted room, the maze of mirrors, scary faces in the black light, drumming up fears. You're headed up the stairs and down the slide. Thank God you're finally back outside. You check the food lines, rubber world highs and lows. It's really happening, you're lost at the carnival. The carnival, the carnival, the carnival, the carnival, the carnival. Lost at the carnival, 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 lost at the carnival. You get on the Ferris wheel, a view from above. Oh, you didn't try the river of love. You hop in a boat and slowly float through the darkness. Evil Cupid swooping down on a harness. You wanna cry, but you're trying to hold it in, man. It's that dad shooting babies at the tin cans. Run about him, tap him on the shoulder. So I'm drunk with a bit about 30 years older. Come on, don't bother me. I'm trying to win, kid. You didn't look in the Queen of Sheba's pyramid. Once again, there you are, lost in a maze, staring at King Tut. In his eyes you gaze. Suddenly he blinks and stares right back upon you. Running off, was it real or was he supposed to do that? Don't ask carnies for help, they got levers to pull. It's really happening, you're lost at the carnival. Carnival, 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 lost at the 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 carnival, lost at
What up, Panda?
lost at the carnival, lost at the carnival, lost at the carnival,
Motherfucker.
motherfucker.
You hear laughter, you smell the cotton candy cooking. Going through the haunted mansion now, looking for your parents. Clown faces popping out the dark. You're thinking it's impossible to check the whole park. Just when you had about all you can take, you checked the midway games, and that was a mistake.
Hey kid, come over here. It's only a buck. Hey little boy, win a big prize. Come try your luck.
Only one place left, the House of Amusement. It looks friendly, it's gotta be where they went.
How you holding up today, bro?
His eyes glow red, he's on display in the
Right.
wall of the Hall of Death. And there's your mother with fangs, chained to a post, you're not even alive.
What you doing tomorrow during the day?
This is your personal
Nothing.
hell. And now you know that
I'll go
you're
shoot pool?
doomed to forever
Yeah.
be lost at the carnival.
All right, I'll hit you up when I get up tomorrow.
Okay. I guess I'm gathering. Gathering 17 days. They popped me into the last night.
Word.
Yeah.
I'll get you out of your head. And you know you're going with solid people.
Yeah. It was the other motherfucker, it was this motherfucker right here that did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
I'm sick as fuck, bro. I got home Saturday. I woke up about 2 a.m. with a fever, and I feel like I'm burning up, but I got cold chills, bro. Like, and I never
Fuck.
sleep underneath covers. I'm underneath 3 blankets and still shivering, bro. I've been sleeping on and off all day. I'm fucked up. Like right now,
I'm
I feel
sorry,
like
that
I'm on
sucks.
fire, but I'm getting those
It's
goosebumps
the
down
only
my arm.
road
Damn, man.
Go ahead,
Go, bitch,
send
back.
your drones. No bombs
Might be
will
that.
destroy this home.
I got the bid, dog.
One day you'll see this house I built for me.
This is my house, it came with the key. Brick by brick, built for me. All the nights that I put in work while you stayed asleep. Now I'm somebody who would kill to be an ill MC. And will I go will to be? Unleash the artillery like my brother with an M16. The Marine, he taught me when your back's to the wall and you feel that heat. You're not quitting, we gotta be on top of the industry like high diggity dog. You motherfuckers, I'll be killing them off like Oswald when he shot Kennedy. The semi-automatic hit him like a Glock 17. Eliminate the enemy, you're never ever to be ahead of me. No reaching the pedigree of a level 3 felony. Oh no serenity, my flows could readily bulldoze. Motherfucker, you was supposed to write when there wasn't no hope in life. Used to rap at the open mic, but nobody liked what I had to say. I could've went ghost tonight like poltergeist. That I took no advice, took a chance and I rolled the dice. When people show no love, cold and white, just give them hell till they melt like motherfucking frozen ice. And looking back, I'm still amazed. Overcame darker days, countless fights. Lot of people who walked away. Even if I'm all alone when they come for me in my damn home, I send the dog while I load the gun and I kill them all, cause it's in my bones.
I feel it in my bones. I'll hold on, can't let go. I know it's the only road for me. Go ahead, send your drones. No bombs will destroy this home. One day you'll see this house I built for me.
These kids say I'm lit, legit. Adults think it's my fault when they say bitch. It is, I ain't never been a role model, any kind of mentor. I just said inedible, it tasted like a Lindor. Chocolate got the shit from a groupie that was trying to get the pussy to me when I met her at the in-store. In short, I ain't even in the fucking number. Got it in her underwear and couldn't get my dick caught up in the catfish shell. What is your rap name, Lil? Something little bitch, what? Maybe that'll fit more, think yours now. Rappers getting shittier, it's hard for me to pinpoint how. Just when I thought it was impossible to get dumbed down any more than it already is. And I'm kind of petty calling it quits once again. Every time I see a trend come round, ain't about being young or lyrical. Sick of those typical tones. Hear the same accent, hard for me to tell where you're from. Never thought I'd say this, but I really miss Lil Jon. No hate, but I feel the same way, cause I did so then. Every artist made a tempo switch, trying to get those spins. Drop a sound in the ground, thought it couldn't get worse, but it did times 10 times the infinity. It's progressively worse. I guess I could've said and let it bother me when I was young. I had to put in hours, more time to be the best, and if I made to get respect from my word. I really get goosebumps when I feel real shit. I don't care about the clever the words, but instead 30 seconds a verse full of sound effects. Now I gotta hit them with the yas. You're a deal.
I feel it in my bones.
Pull up to that red light. Demon in the flesh with them red eyes. I keep it on the ground and rep that west side. Shit be in my blood.
Ah.
This is the lowest
Where all darkness meets for the judgment of their afterlife. 6 letters, 1 pod, in an army full of juggalos, emerging from the center of the earth, willing and able to take control of all unfinished situations by leading the outcasted souls to the power of Shangri-La.
Venomous snakes, magically charmed, all will disappear with the wave of a wand. Pharaohs eternally rest in their tomb. Hexes unleash, allow doom to consume. Nomads wander, where do they go? Scholars go insane at their minds are juggalos. Sand grains burn when the sun beats down. Skin rots more as the earth spins around.
I got a handful of dust from the leaf of a lotus. Hold it in the sky, blow it in the air to keep my focus. Cut off my fingertip, I wanna see the blood drip onto the tail of a possum. Close my eyes, make a wish on my knees, dance to my Alibaba. Can you hear me every time I scream and holler? I'm just a killer with problems, I wanna fucking release. Without the help of a therapist, my family or a priest.
Yeah, I love ABK, but not the beat that original. I grew up on the original.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love ABK, it's just that wasn't part of Dark Lotus I'm familiar with.
Float down a magic carpet with a fat sword. It's Joe Bruce of the Lotus Ward. Ish, you know, you could try to rub my lamp. I might float out and spike your ass like vamp. I'm out to the pyramid, I do confide. The secrets of the carnival are deep inside. Disrespected, foolish, hocus pocus. I split your forehead and plant my lotus. You don't know what this killer's all about. I might sever your head off and fuck your mouth. Bells and chimes ring 17 times. Faceless souls act out like mimes. Pegasus cry as gargoyles take eyeballs from heads like skinless grapes. Even kings will fall to their knees and end up only knowing one word.
If you're watching on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, anywhere that we are live streaming to, you can click the link in the comment section of the description video. You can come join us live. This will be the last Sober Soldier Sundays meeting before the gathering. And I'm still sick as fuck, but I'm here for your pleasure. Yeah, so click that fucking link. Come on over. Don't be a bitch.
Come
I'm
get
not watching
some.
the chats today.
Click it.
But click it. And the meeting starts at 8:30. Until then, I'm going to keep playing music.
Apocalypse of the 7 churches. Shaking the wilderness of Kadesh. Apocalypse of the 7 churches. Come with me to the legendary land of Alibaba, a place of genies and flying covers. What you wish for, a rubber lamp. Take a chance in the land where the genies and the gypsies dance. Magical realms are held high, visions of wishes. And I can see them all die, cause the vision is vicious. I'm a warlock, wand waver, vagabond. Have you talking backwards, Alibaba? Alibaba, frog legs, eyes of a cat, teeth of a piranha, scale of a fish, a dream of a wish. Sight beyond sight, you never picture this. Talk in reverse, then it shall appear. Standing in front of you with a smile ear to ear. Summoned, called upon from world to world. And he leaving with the souls of the boys and girls. Welcome to the dead wasteland. Children of the damned. Demons rolling out a sector, searching out the dark professor. Black magician, fallen Christian, warlock, grand wishes. Anything your eye envisions, free to you without admission. Call him Holy Bible. Pray to the Father. Now you're left to burn forever. All the demons cry together. Tear your body limb for limb. Only demons call upon him. The wilderness of Kadesh. Man, lamb, cup and urgent. Apocalypse of the 7 churches. Shaking the wilderness of Kadesh. Man, lamb, cup and urgent. Apocalypse of the 7 churches. Shaking the wilderness of Kadesh. Man, lamb, cup and urgent. Apocalypse of the 7 churches. Shaking the wilderness of Kadesh. Band, lamb, cup and urgent. Apocalypse of the 7 churches. Apocalypse of the 7 churches. Apocalypse of the 7 churches.
Hello, phone sex. I'm hot and horny.
Walk around town with my guts hanging out, chewing on toes, fucking dead hoes. Bark at the moon every time the wind blows. Why do I do the things that I do? Who are you? Fuck you and fuck Jerry Lou too. Fuck your mother at the Motel 8. Fingers in a booty, strawberry shake. Daddy walks in and see the sick clown, moving his butt cheeks up and down. Make the Mac and jump steady. Rude boy Regis, Kathy Lee. I make rap rhymes and make quick bucks. Buddy sucks my nuts, shucks. Fuck Jazzy Jeff, fuck Jack Jones. Fuck Jazzy Jack, Jeff, Jimmy Jack Bones. Why do we do the things that we do? Who the mother?
You know what would be the shit? That's
Nobody said it would be easy.
yo, yeah. One. Gunner, what up? Fro Thizzle, what up? Fro. Been through the pain, been through the rain, and I make it the way, in the way of the rough, into the brain, into the frame. When I feel like I get betrayed, got a blade in the gut, made it through. I done paid the dues, and I got the fury of a saber tooth. And do not come near me, I escape by flukes. Got weary with the days of the gloom. Maybe resume, but I'm gonna light up like my spirit, never gonna hide up. I'm in the booth to commit to the act of the truth, and the ring never fixed the fight up. Beat me up to the sky. Really gotta think, and I wonder why. When I get up on the scene and the being arrive, he get to recline, he deep in the mind. Gotta go through with the ultimatum. What the man will measure with the anger. Anybody gotta go with the banger. Put my hand together, get the praying. Good old youngin', never hostile. Bring the love in the fro apostle. Water running, my flow the faucet. God is coming, behold the gospel.
I was lost, but my gospel took a long time with a cost. And it's something that I'm building through it all. So the concept ain't no faking when you fall. I admit I was flawed, but it's time that I bounce back, standing tall. As I push with my power, breaking walls. This is gospel for the ones who feeling lost. Yeah. My mom took her life, so I live by your word. Was nursing the habit that kicked to the curb. Give it all I have, and I swear I try. Gonna state my worth on earth until I die. Do what you can, and I'm feeling the same. Living the day is like winning the same. Shoot for the stars, never missing the aim. Forget about the dope, and I'm healing my brain. Never get down, never stay down, never lay down. Never gonna fade, find out. What to say now is away now, better stay now. There's a lot in life to find out. How could I act like there's nowhere to go? When I turn to my homies when I'm feeling low. Learn about life while I'm talking to fro. Forget all the haters, they getting exposed. You might stumble, that's cool. As long as you look back and see that you grew. Gotta have a little faith, that's true. Putting the purpose with all that you do. What I say is for real, and the truth is what I'm gonna reach. Hey, that's all that I feel. The lesson learnings I teach. I was lost, but my gospel took a long time with a cost.
Again, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, anywhere we're live streaming to, you can click the link in the description of the video or in the comment section. You can come join us live. This is the last meeting we are having before the gathering for Sober Soldier Sundays. Love all of you, and I'll see you when we get back. So don't be scared. Click that link. Join us. Yeah.
Ooh, 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 ooh. La 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 da. When I hit the stage, music become a remedy. All of my problems fade away. La 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 la. Soon as I hit the stage, music become a remedy. All of my problems fade away. Hey. La 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 la. When I hit the stage, music become a remedy. All of my problems fade away. Hey. La 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 la. Soon as I hit the stage, music become a remedy. All of my problems fade away. Hey, yeah. Another day, another dollar. Need more of it like a commas. Hope it's better tomorrow. More money did it bring more drama. The things that did forgive me, Heavenly Father, it was necessary. Responsibility, kids to feed. No more
chance in penitentiary. And me, away from my kids, they can never be. This when music became my remedy. Horns rang, isolating myself in the days. Beautiful musical melodies flowing through my veins. Juices is going, I'm jotting the things that I can say. I'm lost in the moment today, my problems fade away. Something about the way to make the kid feel. Written on paper with a pen that's gotten me a deal. And still I will toil and travel through the hills. On stage, never find me a stand still. And the chorus sings. La 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 la. When I hit the stage, music become my remedy. All of my problems fade away. La 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 la. So once I hit the stage, music become my remedy. All of my problems fade away.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen this next performer on the All Sixes.
I take a walk aside to remind myself I'm not the only one living in this hell. I know I'll probably need some help, cause I can't take it. I'll walk a couple blocks to the liquor store. I know I've been down this path before. Lost so many friends to addiction, but I still can't shake it. Should I pray to a God that I don't see? Should I fake a smile when you all see me? Knowing if you knew the real me, you'd try me out like Jason. And I can't seem to love myself, I guess. Staring at the ugly I possess, hoping you'll forgive me for the mess. I'm finally at peace. No one could save me. I'm finally at peace. No one could save me.
1 to 11.
Couldn't take it. Breaking inside of me. Holding inside of me. Breaking inside of me. Till I'm dead. Hoping reality.
Hey, Brian, fuck boy.
Breaking inside of me.
What's up, bruh?
Till I'm dead.
He ran.
In my time alone.
I didn't run, I said, what's up, bruh?
No, I said he ran away.
Who that was, Dan?
Yeah.
You don't know I'll die just to spite you. I waited by the phone. My vision's not so clear. This poison comes soul. Don't really wish you.
I'm gonna run and grab a Red Bull. I'll be right back.
We got about 5 more minutes until the meeting starts. If you're watching on YouTube Live, Twitch, Facebook, anywhere that we're live streaming, you can click the link in the comment section of the video. You can join us live. This will be our last Silver Soldier Sundays meeting until after the gathering. So don't be scared. Click the link. Come join us. We're friendly, kind of.
There is this thing for
Don't be scared.
called a blackout,
Cap
which
it.
isn't really a blackout. It's more like sleepwalking with activities. And I believe it's your conscience going into a witness protection program.
I have taken drugs before, and I had a real good time.
How's everybody doing?
What's going on?
Let's take it back. I used to be a cocky Caucasian, hopping in and out of cop stations. Mind like an athlete on drugs, thoughts always racing like Dr. Dre. But I don't got no patience. But I got spots spraying and a bus full gun hole. So drunk I intoxicate the front row. Rap's my addiction and it plugs holes. My lines leave your face squashed up like a pug's nose. So I blew up,
What
it was
up?
two bugs, Shooby-Doo up. So sick live, the crowds even threw up. I moonwalk through life cause everything is fucking backwards. Mind running wild and knees muscle relax. And the stomach is bubbling. I sit up with the jack cut till I black out like I've been fucking redacted. I've had it all, I had a roll trap, all tabs them all. Bathroom sauce after bumps, mine like an atom bump. So bring a truck, I need to pick me up.
The dog got me addicted to prescription drugs to shrink my nuts. My shrink was nuts, cause I was talking to prostitutes whenever things got tough. Overdosed on Viagra, now my dick is stuck. Cool for porn, but at funerals it just sucks. Give me ketamine, quitapine, dimethyltryptamine. Telling pretty misses that my dick is big as mini-me. I'm sick to sickle, make you think a little bit. I'll spit and quickly give you giggles like you think your brain may tickle. Take a little hit of me, make you feel like you ate 60 hits of weed. That's true, I'm not a bad dude. If you act rude, I'm coming out cute. Get your antihistamines, rapper shitty jeans like they on ayahuasca. And if I want your opinion, then I will ask you for rhyming or time to pure Heisenberg. I am worse, one to get high, but then try my verse. Punches hit harder than Tyson's work. The Robert Smith of this disease scene, cause I'm the cure. Us free from the bullshit that they feed us. A lot of thoughts on your mind, better leak it out. Turn a song up loud, let's speak it out. I'm user-friendly.
Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves.
It starts off as a pleasure in the brain. Whatever you hang around in your leisure every day. Whether you're a mess and you're upset or you're in pain, it's better than medicating them, whatever is to blame. At least that's what we think when we do it. With peace and the relief, we get through it. It's all good at first, but don't misconstrue it. If you're escaping enough, then it'll leave you in ruins. Humans are a complex type of breed with a lot of addictions in this life we lead. There's a level of a comfort we like to keep, but we never seem to know what the price will be. It's like consume, 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 consume. Getting stepped on by the elephant in the room. Address it, your headspace is a hell of a tool, so use it and you could be left behind and fed to the wolves. I don't wanna be the one to tell you this, but excess is the pain of excellence. Whether it's television, drugs, or another escape, there's consequences you must face. And it may taste pure, so pure. Give it time, it'll become your addiction. Just listen to me, baby, I'm the cure. Cause I've been feeling all weird, and the world feels wrong to me. But music keeps us free from the bullshit that they feed us. A lot of thoughts on your mind, better leak it out. Turn a song up loud.
Whoa.
I used to do drugs, I still do, but I used to too.
What is up, everybody? I am the host for this Sober Soldier Sundays meeting. This is our last meeting before the gathering that I will be hosting on Sundays, so there will not be any Sunday meetings until around September. I love all y'all. Thank all y'all for showing up. If you're watching anywhere on any of the live streams, you can click the link in the description of the video and you can join us live. I was supposed to have a speaker, but they keep belling on me, and that's fine. And so I asked my friend Ryan if he would come speak. He may not be a juggalo, but he knows about it, and he definitely fits the description if you see the way he dresses and how he acts and what he does and how he was in active addiction. And me knowing him now and how he is now, I love the guy. I respect the guy, and I've been watching him since he was in detox down here in South Florida. So with that, I have never heard his story, and I'm excited to hear his full story. I've only heard bits and pieces. After he gets done sharing, just raise your hand, take turns, mute your mic, and if you got any questions or anything to say, then you can. And with that, I give you Ryan B.
Oh, yeah, thank you, man. I'm really honored that you asked me to come and do this. This is really cool. And thank you guys for letting me come and share my story with y'all.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
I definitely have. If if you look at somebody like who maybe had addicts in their life, right, and dealt with it, that's like my life with Juggalos. I've always had at least one or two very close to me in my life. I just never, I was never that fully into it. But I love the fucking music. I love the style. I used to work in production. I've built many shows for ICP. And we used to argue all the time, like, what was a harder show to clean up after? Was it ICP or was it fucking Guar? Right? And like we realized
Guar.
Guar is fucking great. It sucks to clean up after them. ICP got better now that they use Diet Fago, but when they used regular Fago, that shit was sticky forever.
You do
Forever.
it, bro.
But anyway, I'm
See, I told you know some shit.
I'm definitely a psychopath, if that helps. Born and raised. My story, is riddled with all sorts of substances, all sorts of debauchery. And I was, at one point in my life, either I was atheist or I believed in Satan more than I could have ever agreed with a God. And now I fully have a God in my life. And I believe it's the reason that I have that God in my life is the reason that I am who I am and where I am now. So my story is kind of like how I came from being so fucked up to finding God and being all right with myself.
I think that's how we all are right now, is finding that point of
hell yeah,
we're here now. You know what I mean? I don't mean to cut you off.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
sorry, brother, but
Oh, you're good.
it's where we're at now.
Hell yeah.
Coming together as one, and we all didn't think that we were gonna come to this. We all were just fucking send it, let's go, bro. And now we're here. And it's
Hell
like,
yeah, dude. It's a wild place to be. A place that I'm thankful to be, never expected to be, and at first never wanted to be. But let's start with my first drink and drug. Like my first drink was like I was probably 12, I, like any good kid, found like the dusty bottles of liquor in my normal parents' cabinet. They were not fucking
Same.
drinkers, so they just had a stash pile, right? And of course I took a drink. I wanted to know. I kind of distinctly remember it being like, maybe it was like 99 bananas or something. It was disgusting. But when I drank it, even at that age, I knew immediately. I was like, I had just ingested the fucking, it was like the antidote to my problems. It made me feel like I was a god,
That's how I'm dealing with it right now, with like my whole, just everything. I realized that liquor was the answer. It sucks because that's what makes you feel better. It's not.
Yep.
I don't want that anymore.
Dude, I will get to where I cross that line to the good side. But like, so I had that when I was young, right? And then I had a close friend of mine. I think, it was obviously I didn't just drink every single day after that. A 12-year-old getting alcohol every single day is not quite that easy.
No, it doesn't happen.
I had a friend who thought it would be a really funny idea. He was much older than me, to get me to smoke weed right after my 5th grade DARE graduation. So that was like my first introduction to, other substances. And very quickly after that, the same friend who was many years older than me went from feeding me weed and alcohol to throwing Xanax on the pot and throwing other substances in the pot. And, next thing I know, everything that I put in my body that changes the way I feel was exactly what I wanted, and it was all that I wanted all of the time, right? So that's kind of how everything started, and it just carried on. Now, for me, drugs come into my mix, come out of my mix, come into my mix. Alcohol to me was what always stuck around, right? It was there in the beginning, and it was there at the bitter end. and it became the reason I surrendered. So I distinctly remember that feeling though of like anything that I could put into my body that changed the way I felt was like everything I wanted. There was a time in my life around that like high school age, you know, where I was able to bounce between all the different social groups in high school because I had drugs, you know, and that was like my golden ticket to everybody. I felt like I owned the scene. I used to like be a real little like bum, like mall rat bum. I used to hang out at this mall all day, all week with some dudes. We used to go
Why
to,
is it the mall rats, man? Why is
yo,
it the mall rats?
you could you could tell me anything that I could put in my body would fuck me up. We would go into the Target at the mall. We would steal Coricidin cough and cold. We would eat boxes of triple C's. We would drink Benadryl or like pop Benadryl, whatever that would make us like trip out and get fucked up. And for a long time, it didn't matter if I had money. You know, if I had money at that point, it was like buying the shit off the streets. If I didn't have money, I was stealing Coricidin and eating that stuff like it was Skittles. In fact, I'm pretty sure we used to call it Skittles. But yeah, so anything that I could do. And that like, that made me feel so above everything. My ego just started to inflate and it literally took over. So I felt like a god on these drugs and I acted like it. And while acting like a god, I clearly had no room in my life for any other god, right? That was me. That's what it felt like. So I continued on in my life, dude. I dropped out of high school. And when I dropped out of high school, I was like kind of told to my parents, like, hey, you know, if you're gonna do this, you better fucking get a job, get a GED, go to night school. I was done with school, so there was no option for night. Yeah, there was no option for night school. I said, let me take my GED, let's see what happens. I passed it, and I started going to Miami-Dade College, like when all my friends were going to be seniors in high school. So this was a turning point for me. This was the first time that I had a rationalization that I could use to trick myself into thinking the drugging and the alcohol and shit that I'm doing is okay, right? Because I said, oh, well, my friends are still in high school. I'm in college. I'm obviously better than them, and I'm drinking and drugging. So the drinking and drugging clearly is not fucking me up, right? It's not a problem. And that mindset went on until I dropped out of fucking college. And of course, I didn't drop out of college because I was drinking and drugging, right? No, it was because, you know, they had math classes and I didn't want to learn math or some stupid shit. But it definitely wasn't because I'd rather spend all my time drinking and drugging, right? So fast forward past that, I get a job. I move out of my house when I'm 18. Looking, you know, I thought because I was ready to do big things. I think back at it now and I realize, all right, I moved out at 18. Why? Because I wanted to be able to fuck up my life my way, however I wanted to, without any authority that could tell me otherwise. So how do I do that? I become my own authority. I become the master of my own domain. I find my own fucking house and, you know, my own apartment. And now I rule the roost. I can do whatever I want. I can drink whenever I want. I can drug whenever I want. And that's what happened. And I was working in a kitchen at the time. So I was making all right money. And I just went on doing what I was doing. And here's the crazy thing. So I may jump back and forth from like, you know, the book that saved my life and like my actual life. So like in the book, you know, or in the first step, it says, you know, you gotta fully concede to your innermost self, right? That I am the true diehard alcoholic and drug addict and that my life has become unmanageable. So when I read that the first few times, right, I think, well, what is unmanageability? You know, I have a job and I'm drugging and drinking, so I'm managing, right? Because I managed to have a job. I managed to go to college. I dropped out. I managed to have a job. I managed to get an apartment. So this is more adding to that rationalization. Like everything I'm doing is cool because I'm clearly managing. I didn't realize that what I wasn't managing was how I felt, my internal shit. my spiritual shit was
Yeah,
totally erect.
you're not managing what you need to actually think about and whatnot, like
Nothing.
what you're doing outside. Yeah, no, nothing.
Nothing. So, but again, this shit keeps going on. Eventually, I decide I want to go back to college. I don't know if you can tell by my shirt, but I'm like a 1,000% Halloween horror junkie. Anything that's got
I've
killing in
seen
it, that's
that,
like
bro.
my
I've
life.
seen that.
So I ended up going to college for special effects, makeup, and prosthetics. I wanted to do horror films. I wanted to live Halloween. I wanted to squirt blood on shit. That was going to be my whole fucking life. That was the plan. So I get accepted, and I go to this college in Menneson, Pennsylvania. It's run by Tom Sweeney. And again,
Ooh,
now I'm
nice.
in college.
Nice.
I'm doing all right.
Nice.
I'm drinking still. I'm doing this, still same shit bag, different place, right? But the shit bag is like managing to fucking make it through college now. I'm managing to stay at the top of my class. Somehow I'm managing. Internally, I still look in the mirror and I fucking hate myself for how I feel. But I'm managing to get all this shit, right? This manageability, this rationalization was really like a detriment to me, man. And I didn't see it in the time. So I graduate this college. This is actually here. In college, I meet a girl, right? And I start dating this girl, and I date her for a while. And she's one of you. She's a juggalo. She was like hardcore with that shit. And we started working on independent films and doing stuff together. And at one point, we have a big breakup, and it was like probably the hardest break I ever had. And that is around the time that I was in between work. I couldn't find work on any independent films. I think that's where like the switch happened from where I used to drink and drug to party the way I thought I was partying, to where like I would start putting liquor and drugs in my mouth in the hopes that it would just take me out, that I was going to drink to death. I wanted it to, I was like, I wanted to die, too afraid to kill myself, but maybe I could just do it with the drugs and the alcohol. So that didn't work. I'm still here. It kept going. And then I get this phone call. So this is after college now. I'm probably like 22. And it's somebody who says, hey, I've seen your portfolio. Like, your shit's really cool. Would you like to come and work for us? And I said, yeah. And what it was a company that did Halloween. Their main thing was Halloween installs, but they did Halloween and other themed event installs for theme parks around the country. So I was like, build haunted houses like all the time, everywhere? Fuck yes, I will. So 22 years old, total drug and alcoholic fiend, who's just managing to get by. And I remember one of the stipulations was, hey man, we're going to put you on a plane in a week. We just need you to go to Quest Diagnostics and give us the drug test. We're going to fly you out though before we get the results. I was like, fuck. I distinctly remember like 3 days before they called me for this, sitting with my friend, smoking a shit ton of weed. We probably did like 2 or 3 8-balls, a bunch of pills. And now I'm like, fuck, I'm drinking detox, trying to like figure out a way to pass this test. So I remember that fear, right? I did the test. The next day I was on a plane. They're flying me to God knows where. And I know that when I land, sometime in the next day or so, they're going to get the results. So it was like, are the results going to be like, hey, by the way, buddy, fuck you and send me home? Or like, am I going to be all right? Well, I never heard anything. So I'm going to assume that it went through. But this started a really fucked up chapter in my life. Granted, what I was doing was so fun, right? I thought it was the coolest thing. My day job was like make guts, put guts here, pluck out eyes, glue them to this wall, and then, but the downside of that is I'm working like 16-hour days. I'm working 7, sometimes 8 days in a row to meet deadlines. And I'm living in hotel rooms, completely isolated by myself. And this went on for a few years. I was with this company. And I guess like again, I don't see that I have a problem, but now I have like mental shit coming in. I'm starting to feel like unbelievable amounts of loneliness. I don't connect with anybody. The only people that I meet or talk to are in the bar at the different hotels that I stay at. And those are like, you know, hey, let me tell you my entire fucking story because I'm drunk and then I never see you again the rest of my life type shit. And that just went on and on and on. And then when I think it was probably 2016, excuse me, 2016, I'm in Williamsburg, Virginia, building hollow screen for Tampa Busch Gardens, or not Tampa, I'm sorry, Williamsburg, Virginia Busch Gardens. And I've been there for, I'm going on like 7 or 8 months now. And I've been going to this bar like every single night. So the bartender knows me, like knows exactly what I drink, when I drink it. Before I'm finished with it, he's got more railed out. And I don't remember much else. I must have blacked out. In fact, I definitely blacked out. Let's get real. I find out later as I'm coming to in front of a house being arrested that I had tried to leave the bar. I was driving a big truck. I backed out and crunched the bartender's car. I drove away from the scene. I must have gotten a ditch. I had, you know, mud all over my car. I made it back somehow to my house, and then I was arrested on DUI. It was I blew a felony DUI and had a hit and run. This was my first like major consequence. You know, I really skated by for a long time. I don't know how, by the grace of God, but this was a big consequence. And somehow, again, I was able to skate through it. I put all the money that I had made that season into a lawyer. That lawyer was able to drop my felony to a misdemeanor DUI, and I got my insurance to cover the hit and run. So they dropped the hit and run charge. But the catch was I had to move to Virginia, become a resident at least for a year. So that way they could suspend my license and make me use a blow machine in my car. So you'd think, you know, oh man, this is pretty fucked up. Like, oh, and it's a mandatory minimum sentence state. So I was mandatory sentenced 90 days in jail. But I got revoked and served 5 days. And then, yeah, so now I'm living in Virginia for no fucking reason. I have a blow machine attached to my car, and I start dating, like, in the midst of this, I had started dating this girl who ended up moving to Virginia with me, and the toxicity became incredible. So she was very much an alcoholic, as was I. She was also a coke fiend, and I guess she met a plug in Virginia I didn't know about. Next thing I know, coke is back into my life, full on. And we're just going at it. And this girl, I don't know why she would tell me she loved me, but she fucking hated me. She beat the shit out of me. She would threaten to blow alcohol breath into my blow machine all the time. But I still stuck around. You know, I didn't see any way out of this. And this is around the first time too that like I'm starting to feel worn from like the alcohol and the drugs. Like it's just starting to wear me down. But eventually I escaped that situation. After my blow machine comes off, one day I waited for her to go to work. I packed everything I had in a truck and I left. I never spoke to that bitch again. Don't know where she's at, what she's doing. All I know is I needed to get free. So I ended up moving to Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh to be exact. And I got hired as a rigging supervisor and staging supervisor for an events company. We worked with all the venues in Pittsburgh, and then we also built roofing structures for outdoor festivals and shit like that. We did audio lighting, the whole deal. And that's where I got to hang out and work with a shitload of more juggalos because, you know, I feel like every time I ever called for a stage crew and I needed stagehands to come out and work, 90% of them were fucking juggalos out of Ohio. That was just it. It was dope. But now, you know, here I am again in a situation where, as an alcoholic, I can't ever seem to bring up the memory of toxicity or damage or shit that has happened to me, consequences. I can't remember them, right? Not enough to not drink again. So I'm drinking again. I feel like that DUI's past me. It's not a big deal. Now I'm working in the rock and roll and like all that is, right? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Except I was usually too drunk to have any of the sex. So it was just the drugs and alcohol and like all the friends that you should hang out with. I was too isolated at home because I was such a fucking drunk and druggy that my idea of fun was hurry up, get home from work, sit in my basement and do it all by myself. So I did that, you know, for another few years that was going on. And I thought, again, I'm still fucking, that's the insanity in the brain. I'm still rationalizing that everything's okay because I got hired in a big supervisorial position for a big production company. I have a job that I'm just barely managing to keep. I'm making money. I have an apartment, right? But what I really am losing, and I've been losing, and I'm losing fast, I'm losing my mind. I'm morally bankrupt, spiritually bankrupt. I feel empty. And alcohol and drugs, which used to fill that emptiness, is no longer working for me. I'm still feeling empty. In fact, now I'm not just feeling empty, I'm feeling physically pain, sick, shaking. I'm like, at this point in my life, I'm having seizures that I don't know about because I live
Dude, mental
alone.
health
I'm waking up with bite marks on my tongue, bite marks in my cheek. I've woken up at the bottom of my stairs with blood and piss all around me, bottles everywhere. I mean, like, it was like walking into my basement was like walking into a hoarder house, but the only thing I ever hoarded was just bottles of liquor and drug baggies and fucking cigarette butts, right? That's what I was living in. And then that went on and went on, and I was going to work. Like I found my little happy medium, which was go to work shaking or go to work still a little drunk. If I wasn't out on a festival where nobody could smell me, if I was in the shop, I'd quickly run over to the welding machine. I'd start welding so nobody could smell me. By the time I left work, I'd be shaking. I'd go and get a fucking fifth of rum, whatever high proof rum I could get. I would go home, drink it, black out. And when I say drink, I mean crush the whole bottle, black out, do it again. Over and over and over and over and over. This was my manageability. This was the perfect amount, I thought, that any normal person should drink in order to maintain this lifestyle. Meanwhile, this lifestyle is fucking killing me. So now we get to my pivot point. March 15th, 2020, the world announces COVID is a thing. The first two big things to shut down are the film industry and the live events industry, because they said you can't have gatherings of more than like 10 or 15 people. And I don't know, but like, could you imagine going to the gathering of the Juggalos with only 15 people? Like, you can't have a concert like that, period.
It wouldn't even be anything.
They'd have to change the name from Gathering of the Juggalos to just small get together of Juggalos gathering. Like, it'd be fucked up. But so anyway, they shut that down. Yeah, a handful. So when that happens, I remember going on a live stream with my boss, and he basically tells everybody, hey, we don't know what's happening. We don't know when we'll come back, but you're all laid off. Go figure it out. So, that started the bender to end all benders. Everybody in my office all pulled liquor out. Apparently they all had liquor in their desks just sitting there for, I guess, this such moment. Everybody started drinking. I went home, and two things happened. One, I had a bit of a mental break because I'm cut off from everybody in the world. I'm still by myself living in a home. And now my world was rocked because in Pennsylvania, they shut down all government businesses. The liquor stores in Pennsylvania are government businesses. They're government owned. There was no fucking liquor available in Pennsylvania. So I'm freaking out because I know like what happens. I cannot go without it. So I start driving across the border into Ohio to buy my liquor. And now instead of just getting that 1/5 a night, my good thinking says I better get multiple gallons so it'll last a while. I feel like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard because I've already proven in my life, like, you know what? Fuck an 8 ball. Let me get a 1/2 ounce of Coke so it'll last me a few days. Still do it all in one day, right? So I end up bringing all this liquor home, and next thing I know, I'm opening one bottle and I'm waking up weeks later, bruises on my face, cuts bleeding, broken, don't know what's going on, cars moved.
The more you have, the
Like,
more you think you need to use.
yeah. And I'm like, I'm losing it, completely losing it. And I'm finally getting to that moment where I'm realizing I can't moderate. I've been trying different ways to cool it down, to slow it down, and nothing's working. And I remember one night I was sitting there, I had woken up from a blackout. I'm in my kitchen. I'm trying to take that first sip of liquor to get the shakes to stop. But every time I put the liquor to my tongue, I'm puking into the fucking shot glass and still trying to get it down because I know I could just get a couple down. It won't hurt so much anymore. And I don't know. I had like out of body experience. I looked at myself about how disgusting this was and how fucked I felt and how I didn't want to feel this way anymore. And how many times I had told myself I'm never going to fucking do this again, but I can't help but do it again. So I just hit my knees and I cried. And this is coming from a guy who didn't believe in a God at the time. The first and only words that I could say out of my mouth were, God, please fucking save me. So that like kind of gave me that first inkling of, all right, why would those be the first words I said? And like, you know, obviously nothing else is working. So I started my detox shuffle. You know, I put myself in the hospital. I do the detox. I get out of the detox. I'm so sure I'm going to be fine because now it's not in me. I don't have that physical addiction. But I go back and I'm drunk again. And I do this several times, you know, like 10, 15 times, just going through detox and trying to come out. And I start to realize, all right, so if I thought the problem was just inside me, right? It was that craving, that physical craving that keeps being taken away by detox, yet I still find myself with a drink. The problem's got to be in my head. It's got to be mental. I go to full rehab now this time. Gonna try something different, right? I do the full run of rehab. I get introduced to AA. I start reading it. I start learning about it. I'm going to a couple meetings here and there. Not fully convinced yet. Still trying to ride this like, all right, I just need this rehab this time. If I get out of rehab, I'm going to be fine. I do 45 days in rehab. I get out. I'm floating on like a pink cloud for a little bit. I'm doing all right. I get about, I don't know, I get about like maybe 2 or 3 months out of it, of like dry holding on to like not drinking. During this time, when I had gotten sober this time, I was like, fuck, this is cool. I end up getting a phone call from a guy who works in a props company and works on TV and film. And he asked me if I want to come and work in the props department on a TV show for Showtime. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this is like everything I've ever wanted to do. I wanted to work in film, you know, I wanted to do this. So I took the job and I'm like riding the pink cloud. I'm sober for like, you know, I got like 30 days. I'm like good to go. Like I'm feeling so great. And I get this job and it's like the coolest thing ever. There's, you know, I'm on set. I got the little walkie-talkie in my ear with the little thing. And, you know, I was feeling like on fire. I thought I had it. And I had only briefly learned about AA. I had never dove into anything like that. I haven't dove into any 12 steps at all with anything. Well, I felt so good that I had this opportunity that was like my dream opportunity, that I went home that weekend and I was like riding that. And I was like, one little sip can't hurt to celebrate. That one little sip, 1 week later, I woke up from that one little sip. All right. 1 week later, I woke up from that little sip, and I was in a jail cell, in a holding tank. My friend Brian came and picked me up. I got driven home after he told me that my car had rolled over like 3 or 4 times. That I have now my second DUI. I blew again a felony DUI. I was so through the roof. When I got home, this was like my first taste of like, all right, God, all right, maybe, yeah. When I pull up my driveway, my garage door is shut halfway on top of my motorcycle, which is on its side. Then I look at my leg and I have burn marks all over my leg. I was clearly trying to get on my motorcycle. Something didn't let me get on that fucking motorcycle, because I believe I would be dead right now if I had gotten on that bike. So I just thought, and it hit me that like maybe God put me in my car because he didn't want to kill me. He wanted to scare the shit out of me. And to be honest, it worked. I was scared shitless. I had no recollection of how any of this happened. And then I get the call that says, by the way, this is the guy from the props company. You're fired. You can never work for me again. And I'm going to let everybody know on the set to blacklist you. So it was like I got my dream job, lost it. Then my other job calls me. The one that had laid me off, they had taken me back. Now they fired me and said I can never work for them again. I'm in debt up to my teeth from trying to keep my apartment up during COVID and manage my drinking. I literally just lost everything, every single thing I had, the last straw. I had to sell everything that I had in my apartment that I could sell. I junked the rest of it. I had just totaled my car, so I don't have a car. And I, at 30 years old, I had to call my mother and father and beg them to let me come and stay with them because I had nowhere else to go. And let me get real. It was like an identity crisis to the max, because I tied my identity with what I did for a profession. So losing all of that, I didn't know who the fuck I was anymore. In hindsight, I realized what a great way to start my journey in AA is to have myself literally relinquished to nothing and no idea of who the fuck I am, because now I get to figure it out through 12 steps. So when I get to Florida, I get really big into AA. I'm going all the time. I get a sponsor, and that sponsor takes me through my steps very quickly, like 30 days, we're through it. And I would want to say that I was totally involved in the 12 steps. I was going to meetings. I had commitments at those meetings. I chaired meetings. I did everything that I could do except for what the 12 steps says, except for direct work with another alcoholic or drug addict. I was too afraid to sponsor people. I still had fears. And I managed to get about 2 years of being clean, because after a while it wasn't really sober mentally. But I was able to get clean for 2 years, riding that wave and just doing meetings and just avoiding sponsorship 100%. And also, I really wasn't praying as much as I could have. I had accepted the idea that maybe something bigger was out there, but I don't know if I sincerely turned my life and my will over to a power greater than myself at this point. So what does it do? Inevitably, it leads me to drink again after 2 years of thinking I was sober and solid. So I drink, I go on a really bad weak bender. That bender is mixed with benzodiazepines. I'm putting them up my nose like crazy, drinking, taking my Adderall way over prescribed. And I was eating handfuls of muscle relaxers. And I realized, fuck, how did this happen again? Like, and here's the worst part. During this bout of you know, drinking and drugging, the only thing I had in my head was how awesome it was to be sober. And for some reason, that craving of sobriety outweighed my craving of drinking and drugging. I wanted sober again so fucking bad, but I had already started the journey. I put the shit in me, and once I put the shit in me, my body is craving it. And now I know I can't break it on my own. But the only thought in my head is how great it was to not be all fucked up. So I immediately throw myself back into a rehab, and I went in with like a totally different attitude. I went in knowing that I wanted to get every single thing I could possibly get out of it. I went to every fucking group. I was like, you know, Captain Sober. I just wanted it so fucking bad. And I went to every H&I meeting that came in, no matter what 12-step program it was. If you were coming in and you were preaching 12 steps, I was there. I wanted to hear it. When I got out, I decided this time, instead of just doing the res, I was going to go to PHP. I was going to go to IOP. I was going to do it all. So I get into PHP. The first day I get into PHP, I go to a meeting that night. I find a sponsor that night, first night. Before I'm done with PHP, I've gotten through my steps. By the time I get into IOP, I'm sponsoring people. I did it. I was afraid to do it, but I said, fuck it. I'm going to do it. Because my sponsor told me, he's like, dude, I was always worried, like, what do I have to offer, right? I'm living it halfway. I'm like 30 fucking days sober. Like, how could I possibly sponsor someone? He said, because you made it through the steps, you had a spiritual awakening. It's your duty to do this. You know, you don't get to decide if you want to. Read that step again. That step says, you know, this is what we do now. We carry this message to the next alcoholic who still suffers. So I did it. And he also told me, he's like, you know, sponsorship, I've heard it a million times, but I never experienced it to this point. Sponsorship works both ways, right? So like, I thought forever my sponsor helps me or keeps me sober. I didn't realize that having a sponsee keeps the sponsor sober, because when that sponsor is working with the sponsee, that sponsor is not in his head, which is where the root of my problem lies, in my mind. I can't possibly be thinking of myself when I'm busy thinking of others, right? So I started sponsoring people. I remember when I got through my first step and into step 2 and step 3, this is where I also had a radical change. This was the time where I was either going to accept God, accept a higher power, or I was going to just have to burn this book because there was no other option, right? So, because it says, you know, God is the other everything, or is he is nothing. I'm looking around a room at a bunch of fucking guys who have been just as bad mangled as me, if not worse. And they are sober and living testaments that something they're doing is working, and everything I've done has not. So there's got to be something to it, right? And up until this point, I've tried to weasel out of certain things while trying to rebuild and work my own freaking program, right? Well, obviously that didn't work. So now I'm like steadfast that, all right, you know what? I'm going to surrender. Whatever you fucking tell me to do, I'm going to do, because I'm going to try my hardest to work the program that you're working the exact way you're working, because I need to fucking deal with it. And I did. I surrendered my will over to a higher power. I was able to start believing that it worked for them, and that worked for me. And the more that I've gone on this introspective journey and tried to find my higher power, the more it comes to me, the more enlightened I feel, the better I feel, the more fulfilled I feel. When I work with an alcoholic, I feel fulfilled. So I went from all of this trash life, which even though I was barely managing to keep it going, internally I felt like trash, right? To now, I've been through my steps. I have sponsees. I take commitments. I bring meetings at H&I's places. I'm working the program as hard as I can, because that's how hard I used to work towards drinking, right? So I'm putting that same effort into what I have now. And I don't think about alcohol anymore. I don't remember the last time I did. I don't think about drugs anymore. I managed to get a job working in a treatment center. So I work with down and out drunks and alcoholics and addicts every single day. I get to see them when they come in broken, and I get to see the few where the light turns on. And that is such a fulfilling feeling, seeing a sponsee go from being broken and confused to starting to understand the steps, and to see them feel the weight lifted off of them during a fifth step is so fulfilling. I never thought anything but alcohol and drugs would be able to fill this. And it's being filled every fucking day now. I couldn't have asked for, let's get real. I didn't even want to ask for this because I didn't want this. And now that I have it, it's like, I wouldn't trade this life for the world. I wouldn't trade what I have. And even when I was working and I was making money and I was doing cool things, I never felt okay. And now I'm working, I still live it halfway. I don't make much money. I make enough to get by, but my mind is so clear. I feel so content. I'm okay. I have friends who want to be my friend because of me, not because I could get them into a show or get them concert tickets. Like, when I was read the promises the first time, I thought it meant when I complete and consummate this program, I'm gonna get all this money and bitches and flashy shit. No, dude, it's internal, man. I get peace of mind. I get content. I don't feel irritable or discontent anymore. I am free from alcohol. I can still go and shoot pool, which I do regularly, at bars or at places, and the alcohol doesn't bother me. Like, I don't even think about it. It blows my fucking mind. And all I know that I've done is that I've done these steps, I've done this program, and I continue to do this program. And so far, while I'm doing this, none of this shit exists for me. So, like, I'm not gonna fucking stop doing this because I don't want to fix what's not broken, right? I know I'm gonna keep doing it because it's working, and this is the first time in my life that anything has worked, right? So that's where I stand with this, and I'm happy to say that my life is a blessing now, and it's only getting better, and that is a direct correlation because the 12 steps, God, my sponsor, and my fellowship, and some of these people in this meeting right here are part of my fellowship, you know what I mean? And I really appreciate you guys having me, and that's all I got. Thanks.
Appreciate you, Ryan. That shit was fire. I knew we had a lot more in common than I thought. The meeting is everybody else's meeting. I'm just here hosting. If you want to raise your hand, unmute your mic, share, take turns, be respectful. I see you, Amanda. Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm an addict.
Amanda.
Hello. I just wanted to share real quick because I am currently at work and I need to get back to work. But I wanted to come on and say that, Ryan, you are an inspiration, and I greatly appreciate hearing your story. I've seen you around the rooms. I have not heard your story yet, so it was definitely something that I wanted to keep in. I saw that you were sharing tonight, and I was like, I gotta be in there. Anywho, I love your face, and thank you for your knowledge about, the big book and stuff. And it's truly amazing what you're doing with your life today. Just keep up the good work.
Thank you, dude.
You're welcome. All right, guys, I love you. Whoop, whoop. I'm going back to work.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
I see you, Emily,
Whoop,
with
whoop.
your hand raised. You can go ahead.
Whoop, whoop.
Emily, if you wanted to say something, you got to unmute your mic.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I was talking for like 2 minutes. Hey Ryan, thank you for sharing. I really appreciated what you had to say, especially the part where you talked about like not feeling like you were prepared to sponsor people and just like, who the fuck am I and how am I going to be able to help somebody? Like, I don't have my own shit together.
Yeah.
I just picked up my first sponsee a few weeks ago, and I'm sorry, I'm out walking my dog. I'm like out of breath. She she disappeared on me, and I was like, okay, well, I guess, you know, that's it. She kind of went back to her shit. But she called me today, and it was the first time I heard from her since she disappeared. And I guess she got kicked out of her Oxford house, and she's back to living in her car. And she called me, and she's like, all I want to do is get high. And I'm trying to give her like solutions towards like other options on where to go live. And she's like not hearing it, you know, doesn't want to hear it from me. And so I'm kind of at this like, you know, point where I'm like, I can't fucking save you, dude. Like, you have to want to do that work for yourself. Like, all I can do is be this guide. And then I'm just like, but who the fuck am I to sit here and tell you what to do? You know, all I have is my own shit. Like, I've never been in your shoes. I don't know what you're experiencing. So I've been feeling a little hopeless about that today, and just like trying to pray on it, but just like, I don't know, hearing somebody else talk about it is just a little like, I don't know, I just feel like I needed to hear a little experience in a positive light about it today. So I really appreciate you bringing that up.
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah.
If I could say one thing real quick, I don't know how crosstalk works in here, but
we don't
I
give a
was
fuck.
told, I was told by a sponsor once a story that like hit me. Like, it was so there's a meeting going on, and they asked people, hey, raise your hand if you need a sponsor, raise your hand if you're willing to sponsor. This guy raises his hands and says, I'm willing to sponsor, and I have 100% success rate. So the kid obviously goes up to this guy and says, well, obviously I want you to be my sponsor, right? You got 100% success rate. And he says to the sponsee, he says, yep,
Yeah, I
I've
ain't never
stayed
got
sober
drunk.
100% of the time. And that's what I realized. I'm like, we need these sponsees. Like, our lives depend on it to keep us out of our own mind so we can stay sober. And if they're willing, they're going to take the advice, and they're going to get to that point too. But they have to be willing. And what I know is sponsees come and go. But at the end of the day, it's what, you know, we need it to stay sober. And it's all because we were willing to follow someone's instructions. So, you know, they will come and go.
Yeah, I think I have to like not take it so personally, which is not one of my strongest traits, but yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon or Lodi, whoever wants to share first.
Man, you spoke on so much. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around a lot of it. Because everything like you would spit, it was like I want to say. Oh wait, you just said that. My main thing for you was the ADHD. Sorry. That was a hard process for me growing up.
We got you, bro.
Sorry, I've buried two brothers this last couple weeks, so it's a little hard.
I understand.
But no, ADHD has been my crutch, and it sucks. And I took pills from when I was 4 to 17, so dealing with that was a big struggle. I do have alcoholic family members coming into my life, so it's real hard. When I started drinking, it is like you said, it's your crutch. It's what makes you feel better, and that's what I hated the most about drinking is because it took away everything.
It's like drinking was the solution to my problems. It was never my problem. I was
But
the
what was
problem.
the solution though? What was it taking
So
care of? It didn't take care of
so
anything. It just literally just numbed you and called it good.
right. It made me feel better about all the bullshit until it stopped working and it just started causing more and more havoc and problems in my life. And now I have
Pretty
found the
much when you woke
solution.
up in the morning.
Yeah, and now that solution exists into the 12-step work. That 12-step work has literally replaced that feeling inside of me of uselessness with purpose.
Yes. Yes. Like I said, just hearing you spoke everything. And I thank you. I thank you for that.
Absolutely, man.
Hell yeah. Lodi, I don't know. Lodi, I don't know how to say your name.
It's Lodi.
Lodi.
What's up,
Shody
y'all?
Lodi. What's up?
What's
Yes,
up?
I'm really excited to be here. I'm currently in transitional living. I'll be picking up my 90-day key tag on the 17th. I'm really excited
Hell
about
yeah.
that. Yes, I'm on some restrictions and stuff because that's just part of how this program works here. So I'm gonna be attending as many online meetings as I possibly can because we have some required meetings that we have to do. And it's crazy how I found y'all because I'm like, I wonder if there's any juggalos in recovery. And I look it up and I'll be like, damn, what the hell? Okay, so here I am. I'm gonna make this quick. I'll share my story. I'll share more one day. But I just wanted to introduce myself. Here I am. Glad to be
Hell
here.
yeah, welcome.
Appreciate you, Lodi.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
here in South Florida,
Whoop,
there's like
whoop.
6 or 7 of us at my home group. So we're everywhere. This shit started like a decade ago. I got involved like 3, almost 4 years ago. It's definitely dope to have not only sober people to learn from, but also fellow juggalos and juggalettes. So it's fresh. Go ahead, Jimmy. I see you. Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up,
Can
Jimmy?
you hear me?
What up, bro?
Hello?
What up? What up?
Yo,
What up? We can hear you.
Hello, everybody. It is I, Jimmy, from Planet Earth. Dark Planet
Hell yeah.
currently. But your boys at college. Yo, thank you, sir, for telling your story tonight. Your experience, strength, and hope. I needed to hear that, man. I'm like just in like a really weird place. I'm at a program before like college and stuff. It's meant to like get you going, but I'm literally surrounded by kids that are literally just coming out of high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the age gap difference on top of being down with the clown. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm trying to be nice and everything. I'm trying to mind my own business. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just all the negativity and like all the illusions and all the crap is just seeping into everything, and it's just driving me nuts. You know what I mean? But it's all right. I'll be all good. I came to a meeting tonight. I identify a lot with your story, homie. You know what I mean? Like a lot. You know what I mean? And just like the whole mind over matter thing, but the importance of balance and just all of like the good values and morals and like the code of living that we adapt and learn as we grow in life. You know what I'm saying? Putting it into ultimate action is what it is, But I don't know. I'm like exhausted. Like this place is draining my soul, but it's all for the good,
Fucking kid.
So I'm saying, I'm on Dark Planet, bro. Like this is the consequence. It sucked me up, and this is what's happening. I'm coming in live. Can you hear me?
Hell yeah.
All right, but I don't know. Just wanted to bring some fresh energy. I love y'all.
Hell yeah, I love you, man.
I hope D streams the meeting live from the gathering. Please do that, D. Do it.
If we have cell phone reception and we can do it, then
you will have cell phone reception. You can make it happen. I believe in you. I believe in D for a live meeting at the gathering.
If it does get streamed, it will probably only be on Facebook.
You need to initiate that broadcasting system, okay, from Dark Planet. All right, I'm done. Let somebody else rant.
Joseph.
I'm out here, motherfuckers. Fuck off, motherfucker.
Fuck off. Shut up. I'll mute you. Whoop, whoop. You could always get the leg of a box box.
Magic ninjas what?
Oh, I'm gonna mute you.
What happened?
Josie, you can unmute and talk now.
Are you sure? Or am I gonna get
Yeah.
interrupted again?
Interrupting cow moo.
So, yeah.
Go ahead, Josie. I was just busting your balls.
Are you done? Are you done? Are you done?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am doing a meeting on Saturdays. I'm gonna start doing it the whole time. And I was actually trying to call you to be a speaker on a meeting, but now you're saying that you're not doing meetings. So now, yeah, you broke my plan. But then someone else almost breaking down about technically what I want to do my meeting about. It's technically going to be about how do you go in the woods and still have fun after the fact of actually losing people that have died from overdoses or being an outsider in the situation.
Life's short, death's long, so whatever. Live in the moment. Enjoy every moment you have. You can't control the past, but you can control your present moment. That's about it.
Exactly.
100%. Hell yeah.
Amen to that
I
one.
remember, I know it's weird, right? But like after this time of being sober, like even music hits me different. And I remember when I was drinking, there were two big things that I used to fucking drink about. And one was the fear of the potential future and not knowing what its outcome would be. And then it was the nostalgia of the past. It was the fact that when I was a kid, the sun rose and felt different, right? And that at some point everything got numb and nothing felt right. And I drank for years wishing that I could feel that one more time, look at the sun and be like, whoa, fuck. Or like, look at a magnet and be like, oh, magnets. I just wanted to feel fucking something again. And I never felt it until like I was around like 5 or 6 months sober. And I remember like I was driving one day and like the sun was like in this weird place in the clouds and like it sounds real like stupid, but like I looked at it and it hit me and I felt it. And I was like, son of a bitch, I spent 30 fucking years drinking to feel this. And I'm only feeling it now that